nuclear energy leader. Jeff earned the coveted appointment to the U.S. Naval Academy, where he zeroed in on a career in submarine service. After his commission, he quickly distinguished himself with heroic, life-saving actions. In one stance, his ship lost all of its hydraulics, including backup systems, while submerged. As his sub was powerlessly sinking, Jeff discovered a leak that was spraying hydraulic fluid in the engine room, creating a potential for catastrophic fire or explosion. Jeff not only removed the threat by shutting down the flow of oil, but was able to restore the emergency hydraulics and save the ship and its crew. In another case, Jeff woke up feeling out of breath and quickly noticed others were having trouble breathing as well. Most of his shipmates were either asleep or not alert. Jeff had oxygen levels checked, and they were found to be dangerously low due to a malfunction. Corrective actions were taken, preventing a ship-wide, life-threatening disaster. For his actions, Jeff was awarded 2 citations, including the Navy Achievement Medal for meritorious service. Jeff parlayed his nuclear submarine background into a successful and celebrated career in the commercial nuclear power industry. In his numerous leadership positions, while at the Institute of Nuclear Power Operations in Omaha, Public Power District earned a respected reputation both nationally and international. He worked in conjunction with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to help develop the industry-wide regulatory oversight program. He was also the on-site vice president, overseeing the then record $450 million refurbishment of the Fort Calhoun Nuclear Station in Omaha, Nebraska. After retirement, Jeff dedicated his time to aiding his church with visits to the severely ill and shut-ins. He also spent time mentoring at-risk minority middle schoolers. While at Maryvale, Jeff was a 2-time ECIC football all-star at center. He was also a member of the National Honor Society and served as the president of the varsity club. In 2022, Jeff lost a determined 3-year battle with brain cancer. Right now, we please welcome his wife and son to accept his award.
Thank you to the committee. Thank you for everyone who pushed this nomination through. One of the things I remember Jeff saying in the last few weeks of his life, he passed away on January 20th, 2022, and at that Christmas celebration just prior to that, he was still with us fully and was starting to struggle with walking. And he gave me a gift to remember him by. And he said, please just don't forget me. And so I thank you all for not forgetting me, God. It's an honor to be his wife and his partner in life. He's a remarkable man in so many ways. And I want to welcome my son John to come and share a little bit about other qualities that Jeff had that were pretty amazing. John?
I really wish this was a Zoom meeting. I changed my speech after the tour of the high school yesterday. I was very moved by everybody there. Wanted to give everyone a special thank you for that. So I wanted to start out by saying how honored I am to be here with all of you and having the opportunity to speak here with such a distinguished group. All of you have accomplished some amazing things, and it is so great to be here with all of you today. Jeff was a humble guy, and he came from very humble beginnings here. He was a bit nerdy, had a sense of humor, believed in doing things the right way, and he was huge. He was 6'4" 4.5" to be specific, is what he would tell you. I think more than often, the impact of the things we've done, they go unnoticed, or maybe they get lost in the fine details. I'm speaking more specifically about the long-term effects of where you've been and who you've impacted. Impact is defined as having a strong effect on someone or something. One could also think of it as an object having an impact, or even better, a ripple effect from an impact. For tonight, I'd like to highlight the impact that Jeff had on my life. It's not often that someone comes into your life that truly has an impact. Jeff came into my life when I was 15 years old and took on the role of stepdad when I was 17. Unlike many of you, I am no Hall of Famer. In high school, I was literally that kid that you didn't want your kids hanging out with. To put it into perspective, I missed over 100 days my freshman year in high school. I'm not pictured in the high school yearbook, and I am not on the walls of the high school. I was in trouble both academically and legally. I was on a terrible path, and if I'm being truly honest, I was headed nowhere really fast. I was the oldest of 5 boys, and Jeff started dating my mother, and all I could think was, this guy's crazy. Who wouldn't want to date a single mom of 5? I'm pretty sure he thought he was a little crazy too at the time, but look at my mom. What a catch. Fast forward a couple of years, and Jeff and my mom were getting married. I was 17, and I had just gotten out of a youth detention center about 2 weeks before they got married. Again, Jeff was crazy. I had spent the last couple of years doing as little as I could to get to know Jeff. After the wedding, it was time for our family to move in with Jeff, roughly an hour away from our childhood home. Angry high schooler, nobody wants to leave all their friends. So I can remember that ride up to his house with my things loaded in the back of the truck. This giant guy who had definitely been working out his entire life could definitely beat me up, and I was asking questions like, do you smoke cigarettes? Do you have anger issues? So it was extremely intimidating. Jeff did a great job of countering that feeling though, and chuckled off most of my questions with simple answers backed by mediocre comedy. I think Jeff knew exactly what his future challenges were with me though, and he knew exactly what he signed up for when he married my mom and agreed to take in 5 boys into his home. Again, crazy guy. One of his biggest challenges though was straightening me out. I was a fresh 17 years old, no driver's license, in some legal trouble, and I was still a freshman in high school. I was at a critical tipping point in my life. One evening, like many folks from his generation, Jeff was changing the oil on his car. I can remember wondering what the heck he was doing and how the heck to do it. He took the time to walk me through it and taught me how to do an oil change correctly. For me, it was one of the first times I can remember a father figure in my life guiding me through stuff and being proud that I hadn't screwed it up when I was done. From there, our relationship really grew. I'm a firm believer that Jeff and true leaders have a special ability to find the good or strength in people. Most leaders, they leverage those strengths and enable true growth in those individuals. Jeff saw potential in me and he tapped into it. I had an interest in things and that move and how they work. I needed a job, and somehow Jeff convinced a small automotive shop to hire me part-time with no driver's license. Jeff or my mom, they would drive me to work after school, and eventually the state allowed me to get my learner's permit at the age of 18. There was a loophole in the system at the time, and I only had to have my learner's permit a month before I could get my driver's license. Jeff had taken on the responsibility of 5 kids, and that meant he had taken on the responsibility of getting them cars when they got their licenses. Jeff was notoriously frugal, but for the occasion of getting my first car, he took a special interest in it. Like most teenagers, I like things that go fast, and Jeff shared that interest with me. He relentlessly searched Auto Trader for something fast that would fit the tight budget that he had set. He found an old blue Z28 Camaro that a restoration guy was letting go of for a bigger project. We were both like 2 kids on Christmas when we saw the car, and we knew we weren't leaving without it. I spent the next few years working at the shop during the day, and I transitioned to a night school working on my high school degree. Just before my 21st birthday, I graduated high school. I will never forget the feeling of him standing next to me at graduation, with his arm on my shoulder, and both of us thinking, look at what we've accomplished. Look at how far we've come. Jeff had helped me turn things around. He taught me not to quit. He was someone that took an interest in me and someone I wanted to make proud. To me, he was Dad. He changed the course of my life, and we had so much more to accomplish. I continued my automotive career, and now, over 20 years later, I work for one of the largest automotive dealer management software companies in the United States. I own a home, I have a beautiful wife of 14 years, and I have 2 amazing sons. I'm truly living in the Jeff instilled a hard work ethic in me. Taught me how to fix things, think on my own. Most importantly, though, he taught me what a dad is like. My life could have turned out so differently if it were not for Jeff, and I will forever be thankful for him. Jeff was a rare guy in my book, and obviously in your book as well, or we wouldn't be here tonight to honor him. He was indeed a Hall of Famer. If he were here tonight, he would encourage us to maximize our time, influence others, highlight the strengths in people, and bring them along for the ride. Many of you serve and influence in your communities, and I commend you for it. I think it's important that you remember you wield a very special power. Along the way, somewhere, someone has found the things that you have accomplished inspirational. You are the leaders. You are that inspiration. You have had an impact. The things that seem so little may have the biggest impact on others. We should all strive to have a positive impact on the people that come into our lives, just like Jeff did for so many. We never know how far that impact may travel. I want to say thank you guys for your time tonight. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it's had an impact on you.